So this is the chorus of I Know How to Say Thank You. We've went over the first couple lines in class, so we'll briefly go through those again for those of you that may not have been there. Sign for I, and know is just the middle finger touching the forehead. I know. How, both hands in front of you, about waist high, and then just kind of flick your right hand out. So that's the sign for how. 2 is the index finger pointing up. Your right index finger is going to come kind of over top of it and meet the index finger of your left hand. Say is just your index finger pointing to your chin. And then thank you. And just try to keep your arm parallel to the floor and don't bend it too much when you're finishing the sign thank you. Don't go all the way down. Just kind of parallel to the floor is good enough. So we'll go over that line again. I know how to say thank you. The next line is I know a blessing when I see one. So the word I again and know. Blessing, both hands in front of your mouth. You kind of come out to a 5 position. So once again, both hands to your mouth, out to a 5. When is index fingers touching, and when you're doing the song, they may not touch at this point in the sign. You may just go around like this, but formally, you would touch it first and then go around clockwise to meet it again, and you just do that once. So, I know a blessing when I see one is the middle finger right below the I. I think we practiced it like this in class, but I think this would be more comfortable for you. So just do the index or the middle finger right below the I and start to the left and make like a semicircle to where you end on your right side. So just index or middle finger below the I, start to the left, go around. So that's the sign for C1. I know a blessing when I see one. The next line is I'm a recipient of grace. You do the word I again. Recipient is kind of like a claw hand or a C hand right in front of you. They're going to come together and close right in front of you, waist high-ish. So kind of come out and come together, and then you're going to do the sign. That's the sign for receive. And then you're going to do the sign for person, which is just like a straight figure down. Both hands, palms facing each other, straight down. So once again, recipient of grace. You're going to have like an O-shaped hand with the palm facing out. And the wrist is going to kind of turn, maybe turn your arm just a little bit, but don't, fling it too much. So just turn it slightly to face the palm facing in, and then you're going to come out with grace on your head. So it's kind of like coming in a 5 position down to your head. So the O position, palm facing out, slightly turn, come down to your face. That's the sign for grace. So I'm a recipient of grace through the hours and the days is the next line. Through the hours and the days, you're going to separate your hand and then go straight through it with your right hand. Separate your left hand, go straight through it with your right. So that's the sign for through. Hours, palm facing left with your left hand, or palm facing right, I'm sorry. And you're going to kind of start at the top, index finger, palm facing right, so palms are facing together. Kind of start at the top of your hand and go around like a clock, and that'll be clockwise. So start at the top. That's the sign for hours. Sometimes you may see me doing this. It's the same thing. Just don't get confused. In the song, we'll be doing it like this, though. So through the hours and the days, Your left hand is going to be parallel to the floor in front of you, and left hand is just straight out. And then you're going to set your elbow on top of your hand, your right elbow on top of your hand, and you're going to have a closed fist with your index finger pointing up, and then it's just going to go straight down. So your left hand starts out parallel to the floor, set your right hand on top of it, go down. And so it's through the hours and the days. So through the hours and the days. And then the sign, I know how to say thank you. So I'll go through that all again. I know how to say thank you. I know a blessing when I see one. I'm a recipient of grace through the hours and the days. I know how to say thank you. And then I think they repeat that line. I know how to say thank you. And that's it.